Amici di rock and roll, ben ritrovati. Si ricomincia sul canale parlando di musica. Lo facciamo oggi con una super guest internazionale. Entriamo a Rockksville, la città dedicata ai nuovi e non solo suoni. Lo facciamo arrivando direttamente in Scozia, anzi, per la precisione andiamo a Brighton, dove ci aspetta una band che a mio avviso è tra le più significative dell'ambito alternative rock degli ultimi anni. Parliamo con il cantante, con il main songwriter della band. Lui è Murray, loro sono gli XCERTS. Hello Murray, how's it going?
Hey, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm super good. Thank you for your time. I know you're on your way for a in-store record signing in Brighton. Record signing probably about this beautiful brand new record, learning how to live and let go. What's the reaction you have so far from your latest product?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Slightly overwhelming, I think. We haven't quite ever had a reaction like this to one of our records. It seems like it's really been welcomed with open arms, and we're receiving a lot of love. It's great.
I gotta be super honest with you. I was already a fan of Hold On to Your Heart. That was a very beautiful record that hit me in 2018, way before the pandemic, way before everything that surrounded us after that. But I was so in love with the sound of the band. What can you tell us about the translation from that record to the second one? Because there was another record in between. In the cold wind was mild. There was kind of a different feeling, but already from 2018 I felt like there was a breath of fresh air in the alternative rock scene thanks to the excerpts.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's we just wanted to kind of shake things up with this one. It's been a long time since 2018, and obviously we were kind of confided to our homes with COVID-19 and lockdown. And I think once we came out of that and went in to write the record, we just wanted to, we felt a great sense of freedom, and we really wanted to kind of let our freak flag fly, so to speak, and kind of pull upon the influences that we had when we were teenagers and kind of incorporate more of our love of like emo and punk, as well as kind of more like electronic music and glitchy stuff. And genres are kind of dead now, or they're certainly kind of melding together. So we really got a kick out of that and wanted to just experiment as much as possible.
I was super surprised back in 2018 because, like you said, genre are senseless probably now, and labeling a band, it's always like that kind of feeling that nobody's really happy about the definition you get after a review. But yes, probably 2018 was more like something that was easily placeable in like different markets. This brand new record has personality, and personality is something that stands out. It's what really makes you last longer than anybody else. So yes, all these influences you said, you name it, they are super out there. And from every singles you put out, there was a little bit of more and more into the different songs, even the songs that you recorded with Sam from Architects. How did you came up with that collaboration?
Yeah, so myself and Sam, we met in college actually when we were 17. So we've known one another for half our lives, which is crazy, and we've never had Sam on a song, and it just didn't. The right song never kind of presented itself to get Sam on. So we wrote Ache, and I pretty much knew instantly that I wanted Sam to sing on it. And I played him the song, he loved it. And yeah, we're so happy that we could finally kind of commemorate our friendship in song, finally, because that kind of stuff's really important to us. I want to look back in years to come and remember creating music and art with my friends. So yeah, I'm so proud of that song, and I think Sam sounds great on it.
It's a beautiful thing. If we think about the rock scene in general, collaboration and featurings, usually it's something that is connected to maybe the record label or an upcoming tour together, or there's a market,
Yeah.
that probably surround those kind of collaboration. This kind of friendship, it means that it's true, that it's real, that it's human nature and human being, and that's beautiful about that. But if you could like name a band you would like to tour with this brand new record in particular, would be Architects or someone else?
Ooh, I would love to tour with Architects. I don't know how well we would go down. We're still a little bit softer than Architects, but you never know. You never know. I mean, just in terms of kind of what we love and kind of what the bands have meant to us, I would love to tour with somebody like Green Day. They've been such a massive inspiration for so long. I've loved that band since I was like 13 years old, and I still think that they're such an incredibly important band and still release great music. And yeah, I just kind of admire that band so much, and especially because they themselves started when they were in high school and were teenagers, and have stuck out the good and the bad times together. It's kind of somewhat similar to us in that we started this band when we were in school, and we've definitely experienced some real lows, but we've always kind of bound together. So yeah, I'd say maybe either like Green Day or like Blink-182. Yeah.
Okay, that's up there. I don't know if anybody can listen. Just that's the shout out from the excerpts. If you know anybody from the management of these two bands, just give them a call. That would be
Please.
great. That would be great. Let's start back from scratch. I mean, the excerpts has been out from a while now. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the band? How did you get together, and how did you get to this release? Long story short, I mean, I don't want to be like year after year, because it's been a while now. But maybe there are like new Italian friends, and not only from Italy, maybe that are discovering you with this record. There's so much history behind that.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of history there, and yeah. So long story very short, we started the band when we were in high school, when we were around 14. We started in Scotland. We moved to a city in England called Brighton, which is very close to London, because we wanted to start playing there and try and find management and a record label. And that was we moved then when we were around 18 years old, and we've just been on tour ever since, and making records, and yeah, out on the road, like playing many shows. And yeah, we're all about the slow build. We don't want to be a flash in the pan. We're very much a career band that make albums, and yeah, that's where we're at. So we're on album number 5 now, which is unreal.
It's a great album, and like I said before, there is personality, and this is an outstanding compliment, because it's so difficult to find out, especially now, bands that you can recognize, from scratch, and that's great about you. Even if that is real, 100%. But the very first time I heard you, it kind of reminded me of another band that did great in the UK at the beginning of the year 2000. I'm thinking about, do you remember that?
Which band was that? Sorry, you just cut out there for a second.
Theater, the band
Theater,
from
yeah.
that. There
Yeah,
were, that kind of feeling coming out of the year 2001, I guess, with that record called Eco Park.
Yeah.
That was a very good record, and it was a breath of fresh air in the UK rock scene.
Yeah.
Today with the excerpts, I feel like there's a little bit of that feeling too. Am I completely wrong? Is that something that you kind of can relate to?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You're pretty bang on. Like, we take a lot of inspiration from a lot of American artists, but we grew up in the UK when bands like Feeder and Ash and even like Blur and Oasis, you know, Feeder were a little more grungy than the Britpop stuff, but we were huge Feeder fans, and we still actually kind of reference them at times, like the older stuff, you know, when they were like a really energetic kind of noisy pop 3-piece. So we actually played shows with them. We got to tour with those guys a few years back, and it was great. And yeah, they, again, another band that I really admire, that just kind of have never been a flash in the pan band. You know, they're a career band that have made great records and still continue to do well, even though they're like probably 30 years into their career.
I didn't know that you toured with them. I gotta be honest, but especially for the sound of the guitar and the structure of some of the songs, even in the last record, I felt that kind of, you know, feeling. Especially again for the sound of the guitars, that it's grungy, like you said, but there is so much more into writing. Talking about that, I read in some press reviews that this is a very personal album for yourself. You were coming out of a difficult... Okay, probably there was a little problem. Vediamo di recuperarlo, proviamo a vedere se si riconnette. Allora amici, come facciamo di solito, ecco qua.
Okay, no, I'm so
no
sorry.
No problem. I was just telling my friends that talking about the songwriting, this is a very personal record. That's what I read in press releases. How hard was for you to write down some of the lyrics of this record?
Yeah, it was pretty hard at times, but I just wanted to be completely transparent and kind of showcase some vulnerability. It's not the easiest thing to do, but there wasn't much kind of hope in my life at the time. So it would have been a lie to have kind of sung romantically or kind of hopefully. So I just wanted to be, yeah, completely transparent and kind of sing about my truth, really. And the only way I could do that was by kind of laying it all out on the line, and kind of getting into the nitty-gritty aspects of what I'd experienced. So it was cathartic, though, you know, it was really therapeutic, and it's nice to listen back to those words and kind of see how far I've come in terms of like my own personal growth.
Talking about that, you think that the lyrics for this record, it's a chapter of a book that you close and you're ready to write another one, or it's something that, you know, sometimes that kind of feeling sneaks into every kind of songs that it's part of the XCERTS sound?
Yeah, I think I've closed. I think I've written the final chapter of this story. I think. I mean, to be honest, so much happened that we could have probably made a double album, honestly. And we did talk about it, but I think I'm really happy with the body of work from start to finish. I think it tells the story kind of cohesively and quickly, and I don't want to like kind of drag it out too much. I'm kind of, as a creative, you know, I'm always kind of looking forward to like the next project and the next story, and so I think this will be it for this chapter. But you never know. If I don't have any more inspiration, I might have to look back and kind of, you know, look at a part 2, basically.
Talking about looking back, you said Brighton. Brighton, it's an historical place for music, especially in the UK. So many youth movements were, you know, in the town of Brighton, in the city of Brighton. That kind of, you know, part of British rock. Okay, no problem.
My signal's so bad. I'm so sorry.
No problem, man. No problem. We're just there. I was talking about Brighton, the Brighton music scene, all the young movements that started back in the days in Brighton, that kind of surrounded, did influence you as a songwriter, or more as a music listener?
Yeah, probably more as a music listener, and also probably more personally than kind of than as a musician, just because I was surrounded by so many so many incredible musicians and songwriters and artists that I think it kind of fueled me to want to make better music, because everybody around me it was and is so talented. You know, like we're basically family with architects and the guys in Royal Blood, and Steve Ansell from Blood Red Shoes made our record, and we're really close with Laura, who's in that band. And so yeah, so many phenomenal bands that we're surrounded by. That kind of thing can only elevate your game. Because if you dwell on that kind of thing too much, you'll just get swallowed whole, or kind of look at your friends act and think like, oh, well, why aren't we doing that? There's no bitterness or jealousy in the scene down here. It's very much like gang mentality of getting everybody to the point of success. One person, like everybody's trying to like one up one another. It's almost like friendly competition, like hip hop, or like the players in the Chicago Bulls 90s team. It's that kind of mentality where it's like we're all going to do this together, but we're going to each set the bar for what we do next. So it's incredibly inspiring, and I felt like that way. I felt that way since kind of we moved here. So it's great that I still feel that it's to be inspired by people I love.
I'm a huge fan of basketball too, so I guess this is not gonna be the last dance for the XCERTS. It's just another chapter of your beautiful discography. Talking about that, production, maybe the next record. How much could be like challenging for you to move forward or to find a different destination for the production and the recording of the next chapter of your discography?
Yeah, I think the great thing about this album is that because it's so eclectic and, like you say, so full of character, and we wanted to meld all these different genres and not just stick to one kind of specific sound. It has meant that we've opened up our world to kind of being able to do basically anything we want, musically speaking, and it won't come as too much of a shock to the listener. I think we've given ourselves that kind of freedom to go and explore new sounds and new styles and new ways of recording. So we're definitely already thinking about the next one, and I'm not sure where we're at completely with it, but I've definitely got a sound in mind, and we're really, really big into sonics these days and what we can achieve in the studio to make records sound individual. So that's definitely something we want to carry on with the next one, and just make it bigger and better if we can.
Well, this record, it's big, it's very good, so that's for sure. You did a great job. It's brand new, so I'm gonna leave you now to do some signing in the town of Brighton, learning how to live and let go. It's a great record. You should check them out. But first, before we say goodbye, any chance to actually see you performing also in the country of Italy?
Yes, I believe we are going to be coming out to Europe in early 2024, the start of next year. I think it will kind of be February, March time, and we will definitely be coming back to Italy. We have to come back. We love it there so much. And you and I are going to have to hang out properly.
That's for sure. The first round it's gonna be mine. It's gonna be awesome. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the music. The XCERTS, it's a great band. It's a band you should check out. It's one of the names to look forward also in the next future for alternative rock music. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day.
Thank you so much, brother. You too. I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye, Murray.